Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a clinic tour. But let's start with our village. As you can see, we are in the Rwenzori Mountains. We are in a village. It is a town council actually, but this is it. We are in the mountains, and this is we are located near a main road. The main road in the village. We are located along the road. This road connects to other villages. There are other branches that go to other villages. This is part of the town council. As you can see, there is a market there, and these are bags of avocado. Then this other part of the road leads to out of the town council towards the main road. So that is basically it. We are next to the road. And it is our small place and we are surviving in here. So our clinic, like I said, is along the road, and this is our interface. This is how we look like when we stand by the roadside. So we have the dilapidated signposts, and basically that is the house. Then when you stand on the veranda of the house, this is our compound. When patients are around, when attendants are tired of being inside, this is where they sit mostly. So that is it. And that is the path that leads now to our facility. Like from the road, this is where people branch off and come here. So our reception is on the left side of the building. So this is us. The reception mainly has a counter and 2 seats, 2 benches. So the counter, as you can see, is incomplete. We are under renovations, and we ran short of funds, and that is where the work stopped. But the room is small. It is enough for reception. We have a small TV and 2 seats, like I had mentioned, and this is how they look. Then on the side of the counter, we have drugs. Now this counter serves as our dispensary. Now the dispensary, of course, is where we are going to get people buying over-the-counter drugs, and then this is where we dispense medication for people who have been discharged. It is simple, secure, instant. It holds all the medicines that we mostly dispense at discharge and over the counter. So there's nothing much really. Like I'd mentioned, we're under renovation, we ran out of funds and we stopped there. So these are books, and we also have a file where we keep our receipts, our drug receipts after purchase. Now, on this counter, when you look at it, we cut out this other part. Our plan is to buy a monitor for computerized, like a computerized setup for when patients come in, and that is where we plan to put the monitor, like to look fancy when a patient comes. You're entering them into the system, and then like that's the whole arrangement that is going on there, except we haven't yet done it. Now, after the reception, we go to the next room. It is a clinical room. It does a lot of work all in all. But on this side, we have our crash cart, and then a cupboard where we also keep other drugs, like quick to reach for drugs. It is simple, secure, instant. This facility is simple, secure, instant. Nothing fancy, nothing really to like show it is what or what, but it is there. We make do with the space that we have. So that is the crash cart that we have. Now on the other side is our clerking table. We usually sit the other side. Whoever is on duty sits on the other side when they're working on a patient. This is the table, and that is our alcohol. That is our sanitizer. There's always a seat on next to that one. Now behind this curtain, we have we have a lot of things going on. This is our examination couch. It is also simple, and then We also have we have a waste bin situation going on there. Why we have a box is because sometimes the trash is too much, and the waste bins that we have are really, really small. They get full all the time. So that is why we have a box there instead of the actual bin. The actual bin would actually be too big. So we usually resort to the box. So that is it. A couch, an examination couch, and then a bin. Below are boxes that we don't discard because they're also going to act as bins once we have discarded the other one. So that is the space from the other side. Now, in the cupboard, as of the day of filming, we had bottles of fluids, some family planning products, and a lot of empty shelves and a few things here and there. But most times when we have stocked drugs, we keep most of the go-to drugs there. Now the crash cart also keeps a lot of things. So the crash cart, we organize it in a way that the things that we commonly use, like we know most of the conditions that we get. So we put in drugs or things that are easy to use. For example, now, when you get a patient, you're going to need to do the RBS. So we have our glucometer nearby, we have our strapping nearby, we have our ceftriaxone nearby. Like we put a lot of easy, like fast dose things, so that by the time the patient is being admitted or taken to rest on bed, they have already got their first dose, not again first running around or doing what. So the first shelf has safe and things, IV drugs. Then the other shelf also has cannulas and whatnot. Like you can see that these things are for easy access. So that is why we have it there. When you're working on a patient, you're clerking the patient, leave them. By the time you're taking them to the bed to rest, you've already cannulated and done most of the things from here instead of pacing, moving up and down. Now, when you come out through from the reception to the clerking room, you come out and this is how the room looks. This is the partition that keeps the patient private on the couch, on the examination couch. When we come back outside, on the right, we have a ward. Now the other side is the reception, here is the ward. Our doors are looking the way they want, and for now we have nothing to do about it since it is a rental. But on this day, why we put this stone is because there's always wind blowing and it keeps banging the door. So this is how our ward looks. This particular room has 3 beds in it. So it has this side with 1 bed and the other side, and then this other part on the wall. That is how the ward looks. And then this first ward houses our drug cupboard. Why I kept on mentioning that for quick access is because we keep our other drugs here in this cupboard. So this is the ward, and that's pretty much it. 3 beds, 3 mattresses, and then a drug cupboard. Simple, secure, instant. Then also something I love about our wards is that we have that something that excites me is because it is a new addition to the system, the drip stands, and then also the patient's cupboard where they keep their property when they are admitted. So this is our drug cupboard. This is how it looks. It's like our store actually, since we don't have enough room. When we purchase drugs, this is where we keep them, and then we don't use it on a daily. When we get a patient, we use the things that I was showing the other side in the crash cart, so that at least we maintain some kind of system order where we are going to be recording in stock cards when we pick something from there, like for order all in all. So the drugs that are bought, we keep them in this cupboard. We have a shelf for oral drugs, we have a shelf for syrups, we have a shelf for sundries, we have a partition for IV fluids, like you can see. Like, all in all, we have some bit of order. So basically, that is it. Next room after this one is the second ward. This second ward also has 3 beds and 3 mattresses, of course. It also has a small shelf that houses patients' items or belongings when they have been admitted. The room is also simple, still same style, wooden beds and mattresses. Although we have a mattress that is not dressed. Now, why these 2 rooms have big beds, 3 beds in each, is because they are the biggest. They are bigger than the rest of the rooms in the facility. This is the ward at a different angle when you look at it from the behind door. So same 3 beds, 3 mattresses. So that is it, because the upper rooms, the main house, the main building, is the one that has bigger rooms. Now this is the other section of the clinic. Like I'd mentioned earlier, this clinic we have 8 rooms, we occupy 8 rooms, and the 4 are the front rooms from the main on the main building, and these 2 are the next rooms. They're like boys' quarters style. So we have one staff room, like a room where whoever is on duty sleeps. Then we also have this ward. The ward is also small. It has 2 beds, and this is how it looks basically. Still wooden beds, IV stands, drip stands, and a bed. Now this room in particular had the patient in it, so I wasn't at liberty to film it. This last room is home to our scan room, to our lab. It's again a small facility, so we try as much as possible to utilize the space that we have, and so some rooms are shared. And because we are not like a very, very high volume facility, we don't get like 50 patients at a go, we have found a way of making do or sharing the rooms. Now in this room, we have, of course, a table. This table is usually used by the doctor. We have a printer there, and this is how the desk looks like basically. It is generally a simple, secure, instant desk with a few drawers for keeping documents, and then we also have books for recording whichever patient. We have 2 books actually, one for scan, one for lab. So every patient that we work on, either scan or lab, we make sure we record them. This is how our machine looks like, our ultrasound scan machine. I know it's not like typically awesome or what, but it gets the job done. It gets the job done. This is how it looks. We love it. It works. It gives us results, and it helps us with managing the patients. So basically, that is it. So next to the ultrasound, to the machine, is again our examination couch. That is where, of course, now the patient will lie when they are being worked on. It is still small. It is it is enough for the patient. It still gets the job done. Like I said, it is a small room, and now this is how the whole setup looks. The ultrasound section. We have the machine, we have the couch, we have the waste bin, and we have curtains separating especially for privacy. When we are working on a patient, we have curtains that are there for privacy. When the door is open, you actually cannot see that a patient is being worked on. So we have those curtains there. This is how the curtain looks from the inside when you're lying on the couch or when you're working with a patient. This is how it looks. Yes, and that's the whole setup actually, and that's about it. So when we are done working on a patient, we usually cover the scan. I know it's not the best material for covering, but we cover using that to trap dust. Now on the other corner is where our lab is. We have our hand washing facility with the sink, although there's no water in the sink, so that is why we have that drum there. It acts as our hand washing facility. It gives us water. Then on the window we have the slides and then the drying rack for the slides when the sample is taken off. Then we also have that rack. I am not a lab technician. All I know is we have these things here set up to help us in the lab. I think those are reagents, and we also have a microscope with us. That is how it looks. It is a recent addition, the baby of the family, plus our waste bins. So we have some bin liners in there. Those are our sharps boxes, and then all the test strips, all the vacuum containers. Are they called vacuum containers? Yes. All the sample collectors, something like that. Then we also have our ultrasound gel, our sonar gel there. So this side of the room is our lab. The other corner is for the ultrasound section, and then this side is for the lab. Below the sink area here is where we have our drainage for the lab. So when the bucket gets full, we take the water out. Now this is all another like an overview of the whole place. You can see through to the reception, and then we have a wall here, a perimeter wall that at least separates us from the neighbors. As you can see on this day, we had washed our mosquito nets and they were drying. So I think that is it for the facility. It's not so fancy, not so awesome, but it gets the job done.